Hi everyone, Rodrigo here once again for one more Alteryx video, and today I'm gonna show you guys how Select to works in Alteryx. That means how to include, exclude, reorder, rename, change data type, and also how can we introduce some meta descriptions in our data. Okay, so let's do it together. Guys, I'm here in the interface of Alteryx Designer. First of all, I'm gonna show you guys, sometimes you are looking for some videos on YouTube and you didn't find any tutorial related to a specific tool, for example, Select in our case. And if you don't found on YouTube or other forums related to this subject, data subject, you can go here on Alteryx, click once in the tool, and then you will see this open example option over here in blue. See, if you click once here, Alteryx will show you some ideas, some small tutorials, not with videos, but with the settings of each type of each configuration that you can see over here. So for example, you can use select in this case for simple select, modify data types, or rename, reorder, and describe something, sort by column names, add field name prefix, and other stuff. So this tool select does a lot of things, okay, in Alteryx. So let's use this data set. This is a sample provided by Alteryx. So if you just install the Alteryx Designer in your computer, you will see this data set as well, as well as me, okay? I'm clicked here and I can see this sample over here. I will just click once in run in order just to see the results under the screen over here. So this is our data set. So we have a lot of fields over here, okay? Guys, I'm not showing you how to use this part or specifically how canvas work, because I have this video in our YouTube channel. If you are looking for some more tutorials for beginners, just go to our playlist in our YouTube channel, DR Digital Transformation, and you will see a lot of other videos explain the basis, right? How to build a workflow from scratch. So if you're interested, just go there in our YouTube and check the other playlists. All right, so let's continue here with the select tool. In this case, I'm gonna do like 5 things with only one tool. The first thing that I'm gonna show you guys, I'm gonna use this part of the example provided by Alteryx because it doesn't matter, I can use it here to show you. First of all, we have these flag options over here, okay? We can click select and unselect each of the field in our data set. Over here, you can see all the fields that you have in your data set. So if you, for example, want to select all at the same time or unselect all at the same time, you can move a little bit up here in the options, click once, then you can click here on select and put select all or deselect all. All right, so in my case I will put select all. If I just running my Alteryx, you can see the results over here. Okay, so now I have all the data informations in my results because I put it on my select, all selected. Okay, so this part of the select tool works as a column filter. So if you selected, this column will continue in your workflow. If you not, you won't see in the future, right? And guys, if you look in detail each fields, you will see the last option with this asterisk and unknown name, this one over here, that we don't have in our original data source. Okay, let me click it over here. If you look into the original data source, we don't have the field called unknown, right? But if we check it on our select tool, we can see unknown option. And why Alteryx just put it this option, this field, call it unknown, if you don't have in our original data set, is because when you selected this option, if you running your data, your workflow, and you have new fields in your data set, Alteryx will automatically input these informations under the field, under the data set. Okay, when go through the selected, the result will show the new field. If you unselected this unknown option, for example, if in the future I just put it in my selected, I unselected the unknown option, all right? And once in the future, I will receive the new field, call it full name, for example, in this case. If I receive the full name field and this unknown option is unselected in my selected tool, Alteryx will not considering the new full name field for the future of my workflow. I will see the new field on input data, but once this field going through the select, the result will not show this field anymore. Why? It's because I put it unknown fields when I set it up my selected at the first time in my workflow. All right, so unknown means exactly that. If you selected, new unknown fields will be considered in the selected tool. If you don't, will not be considered. All right, that's why we have always this unknown option in our selected. Okay, so guys, now let's move on to the second customization that we can do with selected tool. The second configuration that we can do is the change data type. Okay, change the data type of fields. So I can just change each field for a data type specifically that I want, and I can do it manually. All right, so for instance, here I have customer ID field, and as you can see is a numeric field. All right, you can see here that I have the numbers from 1 to 9. Okay, and if you look at to the left in the customization, in the setting part, you can see customer ID as a int 32. That means numeric. Okay, integer field, numeric field. But in my case, this customer ID means that unique client. So I don't want to summarize this field anyway. Okay, in any way. So I just want to consider this customer ID, even if I see here as a number, I want to consider as a string. I want to consider as a dimension in my project. So I will just move on this for a string, for example. So you can do this for each field, and once you do it, you will see this yellow background just as a sign for you that you changed the first data type that you had in our data source. Okay, so I'm just changed it for string, for example, when running. Now in the result of this select, I have this customer ID as a string. And how to check if it works? Just move on to the results section, click on this metadata option over here, and you will see now in the result output option. Okay, output symbol over here, metadata, and you will see customer ID now is a string. All right, if you click in the input option, the symbol in the beginning was int 32 and then becomes a string. All right, that's the second customization that we can do with selected. Now let's move on to the third option. The third option is related to rename, but before rename my fields, I will just click on option, select, and deselect all. Okay, I'm gonna use it just customer ID. And then I will change the name of customer ID. So now I have like a filter. I'm gonna use just this option in my data source, and I will move on to the rename, and I will put, for example, client identification. For example, right? As we saw previously, in the rename, Alteryx works in the same way. Just put the yellow as background just to show us that we already changed something with this field. Okay, and you can do it for each field if you want it. So if you click it here, you will see that Alteryx just changed the name of the of the field. Let's check if it works. I'm just move on to the data option. And now when I click in the input over here in the symbol of input, I can see my full data source. And if I click on output, now I can see only the field customer ID, but with the new name and new type. Okay, so now it's called client identification. All right, guys. So finally, I want to show you how to create meta descriptions, because sometimes you do a project and you want to put it some description for your future co-workers understand better how this field needs to be considered in the project. For example, if you work in a data team and you are the one responsible for ETL and there is another data analyst responsible for data viz, sometimes it's good to put it some meta description in order to the guy that works with data viz understand better how to put it this field in the dashboard, into dashboard. Okay, so that's why sometimes we use meta description to just support our project better for everyone can works better with this information. Over here, guys, it's easy. You can just click and then put. So for example, this field means a unique client identification. Okay, I just put it the description here. Once again, I can see yellow background that showed me that I changed it something here from the original version of the field, and I can run it, running my workflow. And how to check, as I told you, this is a meta description, which means that I can just see this description on metadata information in Alteryx. So I have to click it once again in metadata, and now we'll see the descriptions over here. Now I can see the name of the field, the type of the field, the size of the field, the origin of the field, and the description, meta description that I just created a few moments ago. This field means a unique client identification. All right, I cannot see the meta description in the data source, in the view of data set. All right, I can just see like behind the scene in the metadata informations. All right, that's how Select works. But I forgot to mention something. Also, guys, we can just reorder the data set. For example, I will click in option again, select and select all. Now I will run my workflow, and again I can see my whole data set over here. Yes, I can see everything. Yes, I can see everything. Perfect. And I can just reorder. For example, I just want to remove last name, so click once here, and I want to put an address before last name. So if I click it here in address field and moving up until these arrows over here, I can see move up option and moving down option. If I click once here, I can move up the field, and for example, zip code will be the second after address. So click once and move. And also sometimes I can move like all these fields before last name. Just clicking the shift key of your keyboard, hold it and click with your mouse in each field, and you will see Alteryx selecting all these fields, and then you can just move up or move down. Okay, this is the way to reorder our columns, our fields in Alteryx. So as you can see, Select is a powerful tool that you can use to do a lot of things with columns in general. All right. So guys, that's how we worked with Select tool on Alteryx. Just a quick review. We learned how to include, exclude, reorder columns, rename columns, change data type of fields, and create meta descriptions. Okay, so 6 things that we can do with the same powerful select tool on Alteryx. If you like it, don't forget to thumbs up. Don't forget to check if you are already a subscribers of our YouTube channel. If you don't and if you like it, please subscribe, and please share this content with anyone that you think will be good to understand more Alteryx. Okay, that's all for today, and see you in the next video. Bye.